What's going on, guys and girls out there in YouTube land? In case you haven't guessed, today's video is a little bit about the 50 subscriber goal that I had for my channel and reaching that. So I just wanted to start with a bit of a thank you. And then I'd like to do something a little bit different, which is a tutorial. I haven't done one in a little while, and I thought what better way to celebrate reaching that goal of 50 subscribers than doing a tutorial and sharing something pretty cool that I came up with you guys. So stick around for that. But to kick off, I just wanted to give a couple of shout outs. So firstly, I just wanted to give a shout out to Jason Ma and Josh Norbito for, I guess, exposing me to the broader magic community and sharing their knowledge base, and really providing some constructive feedback which helped me get better in the last 12 months. So thank you to Josh and Jason for creating, I guess, that magic community to help knowledge share between us. I also wanted to shout out Robert Ball and Adam Blumen for regularly commenting on almost all of my videos. It does help the engagement on the videos and help puts the content out there, so thanks for that engagement. I also wanted to shout out Jesse Champlin and Mika Harris for their continued and ongoing support. And lastly, and most importantly, I wanted to shout out family and friends. Thanks for putting up with my numerous magic routines, even the failures, and also encouraging me to perform and keep doing what I love doing. So thank you, family and friends. Now, if you're stuck around this long, you're in for a treat.
Ooh, piece of candy.
Because I'm going to show you a tutorial on a little move I came up with. It's a variation on the cut deeper force, which you may be familiar with. So this is something I came up with when I was messing around with the cut deeper force, and I really wanted to remove one of the steps and streamline it a bit. So this is what I came up with. Transition. Transition. Come on. So this can be used as a force or a lost and found routine, or even a multi-card force. But to start off with, I'll show you how it can be used as a force. So the spectator would be asked to cut anywhere in the deck, however deep they like, and lift up that packet of cards, turn it upside down, and place it on top. And in doing that, you can spread out the cards and show the packet that they turned over, and the very next card is the force card. So traditionally, the cut deeper force would look like this. The force card would be on the top, and they'd be asked to cut a small packet, turn it over, and then they'd be asked to cut a deeper packet and turn it over. And when they spread, the top card is the force card. But that always felt a little bit obvious to me, like you were just undoing what you'd previously done by flipping over the second packet. So you flip over a small packet, then flip over a larger one. It always felt a bit like we were undoing the first step. So I wanted to create something, as I said, that they could just cut once, however deep they like, and when they spread the cards, the first card that they come to is the force card. And I mentioned it can be used as a lost and found routine as well. So after they've signed their card, it can be returned to the top of the deck, and it can be lost in the deck just by cutting it in, maybe even give a bit of a shuffle. And from there you can ask them to try and find their card by cutting and turning over a packet of cards. And of course, the first card that they come to is their signed card. So it can be used as a lost and found routine as much as a card force. Multi-card force, say you wanted to force, I don't know, just for argument's sake, the 3 4s. You could do the same thing. You could put the deck in front of them, get them to cut wherever they like, turn the deck over, and when they spread through, the first card that they come to, the second and the third are those 3 4s. So it can be a multi-card force as well. So that was the performance, I guess. Now let's look at how it's done. Right, so in the interest of the tutorial, I'm going to use a different deck, but the same force card, just so you can see what's going on a bit better. And in case you haven't guessed, there is a little bit of a setup involved. So you're going to have your standard deck, and then you're going to have the force card face up on top, and to hide that, we're going to use a double backer. And for those who don't know, a double backer is just a card that has the back printed on both sides. Now, as with the performance you just saw, all of these cards would have the same backs, but in the interest of the tutorial, I'm just making it easy by showing different backs. If you don't have a double backer, you can just stick two cards face to face, and create your own double backer. It will work. You're not handing this out or handling it in a specific way that having a card that's 2 cards thick becomes a problem. So you can just double-sided tape 2 cards together to create your own double back card. From there, it's already done. So they turn over the first pack of cards, and when they spread through, what they think is happening is that they've turned over this many cards, when in actual fact they've turned over these extra 2 cards. But because they're face down and they look like the rest of the deck, it creates the illusion that these weren't originally on top of the deck, when in fact they were on top. They've just flipped them over. And that's how you can force the card that's second from the top. Now, how do you get into this? You can set this up before you go if you're using it as a card force. What I did for the lost and found routine was I actually, while they were signing their card, I just shuffled the double backer to the bottom. You can already have it on the bottom to start with if you like. And once they've signed their card, or while they're signing their card, I'm just grabbing a pinky pull down on that very bottom card, the double backer, to create a bit of a gap between it and the rest of the deck. When they return their card to the deck, I say I'm going to lose it. So I swing cut the top packet with the 4 on top, and then when I put it down, I'm actually grabbing a small packet from the bottom and then everything below that break, which is the force card and the double backer on top. And then you're in the position to go ahead. I also threw in a false shuffle. Well, it's not a false shuffle actually, so I just used my ring finger to hold back that top portion of cards while shuffling the face on top. I don't mind doing this face up shuffle because they can see the cards changing and it gives more of an illusion that they are getting mixed. And as I said, from there it's just a matter of doing the did you find your card? Bang. There is another way to get into this, and that's have the double backer on top, and then after they sign their card, you can gesture towards it and do an Erdnase color change and toss it in the middle of the deck, and that will do the same thing. It'll put you in the same position. So there's many ways to get into this position. That's what she said. I think they're the 2 ones that I would normally use. As for the multi-card force, I'll go ahead and I'll just grab the 4 aces. And we'll use the 4 aces as an example instead of that force card. So if you want to do a multi-card force, you just have whichever cards you want face up on the top. The double backer goes on top of those 4 cards, or however many you're forcing. And then it's just a matter of doing the same thing. They would turn over the deck, and when you spread through, the next 4 cards will be the 4 aces, because they were just below that double backer. So it can be a fun way to force multiple cards onto your participant as well. So I'm going to jump back out of tutorial view and do a few closing statements, and then we're done. Well, there you go, guys and girls. A nice little tutorial for you to celebrate 50 subscribers. Thanks again for everyone who is subscribed. If you haven't, please do. There'll be more content coming. I may do more tutorials in the near future. However, they will be things that I have come up with myself rather than teaching other people's methods. If this does exist, please comment below who owns it or what it's called. Until next time, I'm Scotty P, the Biz Strength Magician, and I bloody love magic.